West Kingston was the site of the abattoir. It is the location of the morgue. It has the biggest cemetery in the entire island. It has one of the main sewage treatment plants. It had the worst garbage dump, known as Dungle, and it had the worst slum in the entire country, known as Backawall. Backawall had no roads. It had no lights. It had no water. It had no sewerage. 2 public latrines and 2 community pipes served its 5,000 residents. People lived in discarded cars, bits and pieces of scrap metal and cardboard tied together. Here was a nest where the worst criminals gathered and stamped their image on the face of West Kingston. What we set out to do was to reverse the process of decay, to demonstrate that even the wasteland of Backawall could be reclaimed, that out of the worst could be created the best. But it was a hard road to travel.
It's a hard road to travel, and a mighty long way to go. We are gonna get there.
The story of Tivoli Gardens cannot be told without reference to the Honorable Edward Siaga, the social engineer who was the architect of this amazing physical and spiritual transformation. As the people's representative in Parliament, as Minister of Development, then as Minister of Finance and Planning, he was largely responsible for the concept of development of the area. Backawall was an inherited problem. In August 1962, when Jamaica gained its independence under the leadership of the Jamaican national hero, the Right Excellent Sir Alexander Bustamante, it faced a complex of economic and social problems that had accumulated over 3 centuries of colonial rule. Jamaica, like other countries, had been experiencing a shift of its population from rural to urban areas, and with this shift, an accumulation of social problems. Despite the rapid pace of industrialization, the cities, particularly Kingston, had not been able to keep pace with the rapid expansion of its population. In 1962, when the Union Jack was replaced by the green, black, and gold flag of the newly independent nation, the seething economic and social problems had reached major proportions. The symbolism of the flag reflected the optimism of the people. Hardships there are, but the land is green, and the sun shineth. The new government set about to attack its problem with energy and determination. And in less than 10 years, spearheaded by its young, dynamic Prime Minister, Right Honorable Hugh Shearer, produced remarkable results. In many respects, Tivoli Gardens is an example of its outstanding achievements.
What we set out to do was to reverse the physical and human erosion of the area and to show that the worst could become the best.
And so began the transfiguration of Backawall. What would be their plan? Burn it up? Blow it up? Raise it to the ground? But would it be enough to change old things for new? To build new tenements over old tattoos? The plan was unique. It was not enough only to replace the shells in which people lived out their lives. More important was the way of life within the shell.
It is one thing to erect new buildings and remove people into them. But unless you can induce a higher standard of behavior, a higher standard of living among the people, you will simply end up with a higher class of slum. To overcome this, the focus of attention must be the people, what they need and what they want. Out of a slum, we grew a garden, and we called it Tivoli Gardens.
Tivoli is unlike any other urban renewal project in that it provides a full range of community services that take care of individuals, their needs and their wants from before birth until death.
The four-building complex known as the Mother and Child Center is, as its name implies, a center devoted to taking care of the needs of mothers and infants. Like life itself, let's begin with birth. In fact, before the event of birth itself. A prenatal clinic and a home economic center educate the mother-to-be in the basics of nutrition and child care. The child gets the benefit of proper nutrition, and the mother gets the benefit of proper medical care before the child is born, which is, of course, the best way to give the infant a good start in life, and to raise the level of attainment in later life. The child is born in relative comfort. A modern, air-conditioned maternity center operated by the Ministry of Health. Adjoining the maternity center, a daycare center liberates the parents to work, but not at the expense of the child. The center accepts children aged 3 months to 3 years. From 7 a.m. until 6 p.m. each day, these children are tended. They are bathed, fed, redressed in clean clothing, amused, and taught the important things of daily living. At 3 years, the children are transferred to the infant school section of this complex. Here, trained specialists in early childhood education help to prepare the youngsters for the years of school that lie ahead. But for the Tivoli Gardens youngster, infant school is a fun experience. And even if one has to put up with the tedium of learning, there are always pleasant diversions, like playgrounds with swings and chutes, and mealtime with wholesome meals and milk. Choral singing makes the whole thing worthwhile.